Oh, that's a fact. You are childish.
I don't know. I think some people might say I'm a troll for my age.
They indeed themselves are childish too.
I think now you just projecting because you're a hater. How you gonna call somebody childish and you a 3 life path number?
That's how I know. That's why I can't
spilled my milk on my coat looking ass little girl.
That's how I know because I am. You know what I'm saying? I can call it out. Mm-hmm. I can call it out.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I can call it out.
Yeah.
Peace,
hold
y'all.
on, we live. Peace. I gotta let people know when y'all step in here and get to.
They rude. They just don't come in and not
come
speak.
in, just be listening to our comment. What?
Just come in and not
get back.
Speak. That's so bold.
Yeah, man. It's your boy, Sincere 7. You know what I'm saying?
And who are you?
I just told you, I'm Sincere 7.
Sincere 7. Oh, okay.
Man, you don't know me yet, man. We got 3, 4, 5 months.
5 months. My name is Tatiana. You don't even know how to say
this is our emotional terror.
Exactly.
Emotional terrorist.
The perfect person to be here for this conversation because she indeed knows how to be in her emotions. No, you don't need it. Be quiet.
What's your moon sign?
Say Gemini.
Gemini. You only gonna say the I part? Gemini. You a Gemini moon sign? Okay.
Right.
Gemini moon sign. You know what your Baba moon sign is?
I knew that.
You knew that? You knew that? Yeah.
But you forgot? You knew it?
That?
Did you forget it? Or do you still know it? Yeah, talk about it. What's up? Set it off.
Well, today...
Yeah, I'm going to let you lead this ship.
We are going to be talking about navigating through the emotions. And we're going to be talking about it in real life, in real time. Because today was one of those days, where we had to navigate emotions, And this morning started off beautiful. I woke up and I did some work on myself and understanding my emotions and where things were stemming from so that I could communicate them effectively to him. And it was great for me to tap into myself in that way and realize some of the things that have been blocking some growth and development that we've been moving towards. And we dealt with that, and then somehow or another, he stumbled across a page, and that page was expressing their emotions and their feelings about their relationship. And this post was made in 2016. Okay. And so my baby had been sitting here with the fucking Twitter thumbs as if he was doing his normal thing. You know what I'm saying? He'd be doing his scrolling and his advertising, and he'd be texting and talking to the Weebles, because he call y'all the Weebles. So you know what I'm saying? And I'm kicking it with the Weebles, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, okay. So I kind of thought that that's where he was at, but it was not. So I should have been all up in his business, because that led down a path of him having an emotional spiral. And so he showed me what he was looking at, and I was like, I found it quite amusing, quite relatable, quite a few things. You know what I'm saying? He keeps this me saying relatable.
You ever had some? No, I ain't tripping on that. You ever had somebody laugh or giggle while you was livid? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it was some disrespect, it was some foul shit. You upset, and then you sharing it with somebody else, and in the midst of it, they giggle. You ever had? I'm just saying.
So, I'm always gonna giggle. I am dark and twisty. Okay, that's just what it is. I'm gonna giggle. I'm gonna laugh, and it was just kind of like, it was kind of funny to me because it was like, this is fucking delusional. Like what I was reading, it was just like a joke. It was, it was funny. So I'm like, all right, and so, he kind of expressing his emotions behind it or whatever. And he was like, so how you feel about all of that? And I was like, what? I was like, how I feel about all of what? And he was like, I mean, everything. I just showed you all this shit. I just, you giggled, you did this or whatever. But before that, he was like, I don't know what the fuck. He was like, her and me and you. And he categorized.
All right, so hold on. Because what you're doing is you're giving.
I'm not telling the whole story.
You're not telling enough.
All right.
So what it was that I was looking at that she's talking about was somebody slandering my name. Yes. Somebody telling some bold, not somebody, the mother of my children. Okay? Yes. On social media, telling bold-faced lies. Now, there was some other emotional shit added into this list of these things. Well, that's why when she said, I can relate, I'm like, well, hold the fuck on. So in the midst of it, I'm saying that, because when she say, I put her in the category, I was saying basically like, why is it you'll be with a person and y'all will be together for years, and then when people leave each other, somebody feels the need to slander the other person, to lie on their name, to say things that happened that actually didn't happen at all. And it's like, I even said, I don't give a fuck about somebody leaving and telling the truth on me. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this motherfucker, he smoked weed all damn day and he did it. Okay, I mean, but when you lie on me, I don't like that. So that was just for some context.
Right. So, it was like, it started stirring up a lot of things, right? So it was like, oh my goodness. So when he was asking me how I felt about it, and I was like, how I feel about it, he was like, you know what? Never mind.
Because it was clear how I feel about it. Like, I mean, and it was like, but I did include you in it. And that was what I was saying. Like, as a person who has done similar things, I was just saying, like, give me, like, you're here live and direct with me right now. So if anybody can respond, it's you.
Yeah.
Why do people do this shit? Why do people feel the need to? Why, so when I asked, like, yo, like, because she was kind of sitting there, like, I'm like, damn, well, say something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? What you think about all this? I mean, and it was like, so I seen that I didn't want her to respond in a way that I want to respond. I just wanted a response. So when I seen it, it was like, oh, she wasn't trying to. I was like, oh, well, fuck all that then. Never mind. Don't let me push the issue.
And so he went out and he had a phone call. You know what I'm saying? And he talked about what he needed to talk about. He expressed himself. He talked to who he needed to talk to. And I took that same time and I did some journaling. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to journal. I'm like, because what is happening right now? Because I felt bad because I felt like I didn't want to respond because I felt like he was in the space of being a victim. I felt like he was in a triangle and I didn't want to push any of those buttons to further him into that shame space, that victim space, the victor or the villain. Like I didn't want to make things worse.
Stop.
Wow. So with that being said,
that's why I don't mess with women with kids.
With that being said, I waited, you know what I'm saying? And I asked him how he was feeling. He said he was feeling a little bit better. I'm like, okay. And so
she's gonna ask me how I'm feeling after I went and talked to somebody.
Yeah.
I asked you, I wanted you to be the one I wanted to talk to.
Yeah.
I wasn't working out with you, you ain't gonna understand.
Yeah.
Then I go talk to somebody else. You okay? You got anything you want to talk about?
Yeah.
No, fuck you.
And so he was like, do you know what I'm saying? And for me, I am not an immediate responder like that. I'm not a first responder. I'm not a first responder because because I am not about to navigate.
You're not an emotional maintenance technician?
No, absolutely not. I am not about to step in this motherfucking live field of dynamite. Is what I'm not gonna do. until I am able to process my own emotions and remove myself from the situation. Like I had to literally pull myself back so that I can be there as his partner, as his friend, and as a healer, right? And I'm going through my own emotional waves of shit because I woke up this morning in that space. I woke up this morning and I literally told him, like, I'm fucking emotional. There's some shit going on, you know? So it was a perfect time. So I came back and I was like, you know what? I do have something to say. You know what I'm saying? And I expressed to him how I was very understanding of the space that she was coming from, and not because I agreed with what the things that she said, but because I had done similar things. So I can relate to somebody that is coming from a broken, hurt, and bitter space. I can relate to somebody that is coming from a space of unknowing of themselves or shit like that. So it's like, I've literally done it. That's what he said. Like, I did it. I came on social media and I talked all my shit. And that's why I was able to come and publicly apologize, which is the same thing I told him. And I'm like, you're looking at this from all these years ago and you're upset about it. I was like, you really need to be coming from a place of compassion. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I know it's hard for you to walk in the lane that you're in because you're in the lane of your own. You know what I'm saying? Like you're waiting for people to catch up to the level of integrity that you have, you know, and not towards other people, just within themselves. So with that being said, it was like I wanted him to have an understanding that I support you. I understand that you're upset. I understand that your emotions are all over the place. I do understand that your nervous system is wrecked because you feel like you are being betrayed. You feel like someone is attacking you and demeaning your. I understand all of these things. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just had to tell him from my own personal experiences. Like, I came from, excuse me, a broken home, and my father never bashed my mother. But I did experience my mother bashing my father. My father was the one that raised me, so it was so confusing. Like, you was the one here that was out here fucked up, and he never spoke bad on your name. When me and my children's father separated, I could have did all kind of shit. I could have been a bitter baby mama. I could have done all of these things because he wasn't as present as I needed him to be or as I wanted him to be. You know what I'm saying? So I could have took that bitterness and been angry and spewing all kind of hate and telling my kids, oh, your daddy ain't shit. He ain't doing. And it was like, for me, why? I know that you're upset. I know that you're mad. You just lost your family. I know that there's a lot going on in your head. I know that you out here trying to get your shit together or whatever. Do that. I'm gonna take care of these babies. And when you're ready, then you'll be able to come back around. And I gave him that space, and my children ended up going to move with him, and he had his shit together, and they were able to build whatever relationship they needed with him. Because I was compassionate, because I saw my father be compassionate to my mother during her struggles, regardless to how they were or not, regardless to if my mama was being righteous or not. My father was still compassionate to her, and he never downed her to me. So I never did that shit. I don't give a fuck what me and my children's father went through. I'm gonna tell them, like, yeah, we went through some fucked up shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm never gonna say, like, oh, your daddy fucked up because like, we all fucked up because of something. We just gotta have some compassion and give people grace. So that's where I was coming from for him.
All right, so let me just jump in a minute.
Yeah.
And let me just say this, that I am fully aware of what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm fully aware of where you're coming from, right? And I'm not minimizing it, okay? But from a stand-up man point of view, I just have to step in and say, not to say you're wrong, okay?
But it's different.
It's the men already are getting. Okay, so let me be clear. It's a challenging position for me to say what I'm about to say because I'm very aware of the lack of masculinity in our community.
And I know exactly where you about to go to.
The lack of men being protectors, being fathers, being leaders, being role models. I'm very aware of that.
Yes.
So my thing is to be a man who makes sure that he stands to those principles and qualities. To have somebody experience that and then walk away and slander your name and call you everything in the opposite of that, to be accused of physically abusing women and children, being accused of trying to kill the mother of my children in front of my kids, being accused of putting my family out in the street, all of this shit about a man who is, and then to be told, you just have to be compassionate for those people. I was compassionate for the 8 years that we was together. Mm-hmm. I was compassionate when she knew me for 2 weeks and then said, I gotta go to work. Will you watch my 2-year-old daughter for the weekend, and left her with me? I was compassionate when she left all of my children with me and my other wives and disappeared for 2 months straight. No phone calls, no talk, no discussion, no nothing. I've been compassionate every walk, every step of the walk that we took from where I took her from to where I left her at. And I can say that that is a repeat through certain situations that I've been through. So I'm not saying you're wrong, but I am saying that we shouldn't have to.
And you know, okay, so coming from, give it to me. Thank you. Coming from a space and an understanding that you are somebody, because a lot of women that do this, they don't have the support that you give. And over the last 4 years, me being present, I've been able to firsthand witness the type of woman that she is. You know what I'm saying? And I've also been able to be a witness of how she's changed her demeanor now that she is a single woman again. So I understand that, you know, these things are things that she said, and it was some straight up bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was, you know.
As a community leader, keep that in mind.
Yes, yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I do.
Think about all of these people who are out here who it's I'll say like this. At this point, now with Dr. York and Dr. Brother Polite and fuck Brother Nature or whatever his name, but a lot of these individuals, now I gotta actually be like, did they do that shit though?
Right.
Are they abusive? Yeah. Did they do that to them children? Did they do that to them women?
Yeah.
Because motherfuckers will straight up lie on a good, well, I mean, because everybody feels like they're a good person, right? They're not a good person. So like you said, don't turn it into the victim battle. I'm not jumping into the triangle, oppression trap triangle, but I'm stating facts. You lied on an individual who had nothing but good and support from you.
Yeah.
For you.
Yeah.
No motherfucking high school diploma. Your place was infested with roaches and, like, literally, when I actually kind of came and met where she was at, it was like, oh, you need help. You know what I'm saying? Not a judgment.
Just understand.
And taught her how to become a good parent. Taught her how to move with her children. Taught her how to, so many things. Put her through school. Support all that bullshit. Come on. I seen one of them motherfuckers in there talking about some, I had to support him and my shit. Support with what?
I seen that talk about some, she helped pay some bills. I was like, nah, bitch, I know that's a motherfucking lie, baby, because I ain't never did a nada one, honey.
You feel what I'm saying?
If I paid a bill, I snuck and did it. I snuck and did it.
So I'm just saying, like, from that perspective, it's just like leave, be mad, tell the truth, tell the things that I did that was enough, because I ain't perfect. So there was shit that you could be like, oh, he did it, he felt like this, you know what I'm saying, like how you say, oh, he emotional as fuck. That is true.
Yes, than a motherfucker. Like
you know what I'm saying? He's
and
clingy as fuck. That is true.
Me and this chick, you know what I'm saying? I'm a believer unspoken or whatever. But me and her was kicking it or whatever. We was kicking it about him and shit, you know. And I was like, baby girl, I was like, listen, two things for certain, you ain't got to worry about me, but you better head over there next door and worry about that nigga, because I am not a person that needs a lot of attention, but he is. And it felt good to be able to laugh about it with somebody or whatever who was understanding or whatever. And she was like, bitch, she was like, I could just only imagine like being there. I was like, I don't even pay no. It's not. It's just one of the other kids.
I said that one of the women, you know, oh, you know, like, yeah, I always say I pay the cost to be the boss, right? But it's not so I could boss up. It's so that nobody ever can tell my woman that she can't spend time with me if I want. If I'm like, yo, I need you to come over and I need to talk to you, and you tell me, oh, I gotta go to work. No, you don't. No, you don't. Fuck is you talking about?
He was trying to pay for my days before we even fucking got together. I'll never forget that. I was on my way in to work or whatever, and he asked me, he was like, so how about how much you make a day? And I was like, what? I was like, that's kind of personal. He was like, well, I'm just trying to figure something out. I'm just trying to figure out, because I'm trying to get you over here and I'm trying to pay for your day. I was like, see, I was like, it don't even work like that with these women in their hair, baby. You trying to start a fucking war. Like, you can't.
I need you close. I'm about to be trimming. I need you here. I'm about
literally.
To be, whatever I'm about to be doing, I need you here. I need you to keep me company. I want to talk to you. It ain't even like, let me pay for some, like, nah. I don't give a fuck if that ain't
because it wasn't even nothing about that. It was just the vibe.
I already know how it is. Women be talking that old men want your time, but they won't pay. Okay, well, look, how much you make a day at work? Motherfucker, $20 an hour. You work 8 hours. All right, you got $100 goddamn $60. Here's $200. Bring your ass over here. Fuck your job.
I told his ass how much, and he was like, you got a good job. I was like, I'm a hairstylist. He was like, oh shit.
Right. He was like, I think you like $1,200. I was like, damn, bitch, what you do? Can I fill out an application?
I'm like, nigga, you gonna come
all right, well, I don't know to work, but come see me afterward. God damn. I'm talking about trying to boss up. She bossed back up. Like, all right, well, shit.
Like, no, we matching over here, baby.
Right. I'm getting it too. Like, well,
so yeah.
Go on and get it in, but come see me afterward.
Come see me after. See? But you know, like it today was a real last day, because as we were talking and as we were navigating through this stuff, real life shit was happening where the baby was in my face and she fussing and I'm yelling. He like, baby, why you yelling at the baby? You always yell at the baby. You was ignoring her and you did. And I'm just crying. I've literally been crying since I woke up at like 3:00 this morning. I've been crying from 3:00. I took a little nap in between. I woke up and I was crying again. I've been crying. I'm holding my heart and I'm crying. And he like, oh baby, he like, I'm sorry. He holding my heart. He like, we don't have to go there. It's a lot of energy going on.
I'm like, damn, I ain't mean to trigger her like
and
this.
I'm like, no, like, hell yeah, let's do this shit, because I am accustomed for us to get through it. Whereas before, I'm shutting down and I'm out of here. Nigga, like, we arguing, we fighting. I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not gonna survive this, and bitch, you're not about to leave me, so I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? Whereas now I am more stable within my own emotions because I know who the fuck I am, because I've studied myself. Now I'm capable and understanding, like, all right, well, this is what I'm feeling. This is what I need. So I can communicate that shit effectively. And this morning I was studying in my chart, because if I wake up in the middle of the night, God done put something on my heart and I need to address it. And I'm like, all right. So I get up and I'm like, what is it? And as I'm journaling, these things are coming up and I'm like, oh shit. Like, and so as he's talking to me about the baby, this is the perfect opportunity for me to transmute this energy that I'm feeling into what it needs to be, because this is exactly what I was just reading about while I was studying myself on how to transform from the triggers that you're having. You know what I'm saying? And in order for me to release something, I have to speak about it truthfully from an emotional state. I have to literally come from my gut, literally from my sacral, because I'm a pure generator, to my throat and express myself. And if I do not, then it'll get stuck. So I'll have a lot of shit stuck. Nah, bitch, we gonna talk about it.
Now let me say this. This is the thing about it. She has to express herself. One of the tools that we use for this to be successful is reassurance. Reassurance.
Oh my God, yes.
I'm constantly reassuring her while we're talking that I'm not being disrespectful. Mm-hmm. Right? And when I start getting loud, I'm not yelling at you. I'm just expressing myself. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When I start getting personal, look, it's challenging for me. I don't mean this as an attack on you.
Yes.
But I feel this way about this and I have to say it.
Yes.
And we reassure one another that we're coming from a place of communication and not from emotions.
Right, a place of love and respect.
You say,
as well.
I don't like how you did it. Mm-hmm. What about you when you did it? Boom. That did not come from an actual place of, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, respect and communication. That's from emotion.
Or receptivity.
And we try to keep that away.
Yes.
Because even when she said, there were some things that she said that I agreed with. And I was like, never mind. Mm-hmm. Because emotionally, when I heard that shit, my first response was like what? And I'm saying to myself, okay, think about it. You're asking her to sit here and explain to you where she agrees with what. Now, somewhere in there she could. Do you really want to hear it? Do you really want to change this conversation to or focus on what I don't like about you? That's not what we're talking about. Remember one thing. If it doesn't solve the problem, don't do it. What are we talking about? Yes. Where are we going? And what are we trying to achieve? Mm-hmm. So
that's it.
Stay from the emotions.
That's it. Every time.
Reassure,
and for him,
back on track.
Like I have to always tell him, like, listen, I'm not trying to offend you. I'm not trying to defame your character. These are very important things for him. You know what I'm saying? And because I know his profile, he's an emotional manifesting generator with a 1-3 profile. That one line is naturally insecure. This is not no shade to them. They literally naturally are born insecure.
That's what makes us investigate. Investigators is the one. The
yes.
3 is the martyr.
So you have to make sure that you are letting them know what space are you coming from. So they don't have to investigate it for you. They don't want to investigate you and try to figure out where you're coming from. Right. No, let them know what fucking space you're coming from. So now he's more receptive of what I'm about to say because he's not going to receive it from an emotional space. He's going to be receptive and know, like, all right, well, she about to say some shit that I don't fucking like, that ain't real. She about to be on some bullshit, and I need to just listen to her so she can get it out.
And you know what? We spoke on it real quick, but we didn't go into depth about the OTT. I think we should go ahead and explain what that is.
I think so.
The oppression trap triangle. For me, it's starting to become more prevalent when I have discussions with people about challenging things. That we get that we're not in the oppression trap triangle. And so what that is if you draw a triangle and on one side of that triangle, you write victor. And on the other side of it, you write villain. And up under the bottom, you write victim. Victim, villain, victor. That's the triangle of oppression or the oppression trap triangle. And what happens is people either place themselves there or are placed there by other people in challenging situations. Mm-hmm. And so some of the terminology from these different types that we're speaking of is they did this to me. Mm-hmm. That's a victim. They did this to me. They always doing this to me. Why y'all do this to me? Why y'all say this? Why y'all put this on me? Which is why she said he was coming from a victim's point of view. Because I'm saying, yo, this chick is lying on me on social media. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, smearing my character. Like, motherfuckers know who I am. She's saying that this took place and that, and it was like, right? So she's like, oh, this boy, he all in the triangle on some victim shit. Oh, they attacking you. Now she can't say that like that because now you antagonizing me, right? But she's seeing it And that's why she said she wasn't going to jump in there. I'm not going to save you. Then she would have been the victor. Because to do that, she has to oppress the villain, which would have been the person that we're talking about. Right? And so now it would have started a whole nother triangle of, oh, my baby mama would be saying about her, she's trying to stop me, or she's doing this, or she's opposing force on me for whatever. Now she's the victim. And now she needs a victor to save her from this villain. And I would probably be the person that probably try to come and reverse this, right? Yes. You know what I'm saying? So this is what she meant about the oppression trap triangle. And we have to be very aware of when we're having conversations, not becoming none of those, because the victim was the one we spoke about. But what about the villain? Well, that's because I had to stop because they would have, you're saving somebody else. You're intruding. You're saying something to save somebody else. Oh, you the victor. Don't save them. She don't want to be saved. Captain Save her, right? And then you have the villain. I'm doing this because they did this to me. The only reason that I got to do this now is that right now, the villain is using the reasoning of the oppression from the victim to basically just make it okay of the fucked up shit that they about to have to do. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And so this is why I allowed for him to have whatever conversation that he had. I didn't care who it was. You know what I'm saying? I was like, whatever, because he is an emotional person. He's a Cancer moon, and he's an emotional manifestation. I know these things, and I also know a few other things in his chart. You know what I'm saying? So I know what he needs to do to balance himself out. I have to allow that, but I'm not going to be the one to do it because I know these certain laws that we abide by. You know what I'm saying? So I can't engage. I have to wait from when you all the way up here at a 10 to come back down here to this level 1 so that you can receive me. You know what I'm saying? Because if you up here and I would have said the shit that I would have said that I said to him when he was like, he would have not listen.
Oh man, hell yeah.
Oh, he would have not received that bitch. Be compassionate, bitch. You want me to be compassionate to this bitch about this motherfucker? It would have been some whole other shit that wasn't even necessary. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I'm patient enough to wait. I'm gonna wait it out, baby. You know what I'm saying? This is longevity. This is how you preserve your relationship. I'm going to wait it out. I know how to pick my battles. That wasn't one of them. I ain't need to do nothing. I ain't need to do nothing. I know that bitch crazy. He know that bitch crazy. Everybody know that bitch crazy. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? She even know it. And now that's why she even, listen. People change. People change. And that's where I was coming from. People change. And she's showing change. We don't know how long because we've seen this many times, but this is it feel a little different. You know what I'm saying? And people change. Have some compassion. Let's give some grace. Practice that boom. You know what I'm saying? Like, he know we trying to get somewhere. I ain't about to play with it. And I'm proud of him because he just received. There's so many things that he still feeling like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I just honor that, and I don't discredit none of that. No, I feel him. Like, I understand. Like, no, none of this is small. None of this doesn't mean anything. Like, this is some big shit. Yeah, she made some real big accusations, especially for the type of man he is, the community that works in, and as big as things are getting. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, having us to be able to address it now in present time, it'll be able to move it forward in future. Like, we already addressed that. Go ahead and check the video out, baby.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I spoke to my advisor. And what was explained to me, because my advisor is a master at speaking to me in a language that I can understand it in, but never answering a question.
Ashe.
Like, yo, I'm not going to spell it out. I'm not going to give you an answer. I'm not going to point you in a direction.
That's why I love masters, man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to ask you a couple questions and let you ponder on that type of shit.
Ashe.
And he offered me the current constellation of the heavens. Mm-hmm. And explained to me that Mars is in conjunction. Yeah.
In conjunction with Pluto. Yeah, and it's like
and another
conjunct.
Another planet.
Yes, it's conjunct some other shit. Arseful or some shit.
Yeah, so he broke the whole thing down and then said that in my house or in my chart, it's in the house of in the house of like family and relationships and parents and all of this. And it was like, okay, that makes sense. And I mean, just broke it all down to where I seen it live and direct of, oh, it was meant to happen. Mm-hmm. So now the way you respond to it is, you know, because the heavens are going to align themselves and you can't change that. And there's going to be certain energies that are going to bring about certain, you know, happenings and you can't change that. But once those things happen, now it's all about what do you do and how do you respond? So at that point, when I realized that, you know, I'm like, oh, so this is the test? Mm-hmm. Okay, all right, well, say less then. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, so the only thing I need to do is just kind of make it clear that where I started to go with my mate on the grouping of and the situation that, you know, that was something I was feeling was expressing, but, you know, that this wasn't an attack on her, you know. And, you know, so it was like that's why we speak about even our human designs, our astrologies, you know, all of these keys that we have, because sometimes that's all you need to do is just something challenging is going on. It's causing a lot of emotion, a lot of uproar. Like she said, she'll get up and she'll read her chart. You know what I'm saying? I'll get a reading. I'll get an explanation of my heavenly bodies and where they at and all of that sometimes. And it'll be like, oh, all right, well, there it is. I mean, once you know, it's like...
It's literally written in the stars. You know what I'm saying? They say that shit for a reason. Like, you were put here. There is a map to you out here. Read it. Educate yourself on you. Nobody knows you better than you. You are internally urging yourself every day to do what the fuck you're supposed to do. Are you following the call? You know what I'm saying? Are you answering to yourself? You know, and that's what it is for me. Like going within, sometimes people think, oh, I got to go into this deep ass meditation. No, bitch, read your chart. You know what I'm saying? Like everything ain't that deep. Sometimes it's just taking 15 minutes to read something about yourself that you didn't know before. And what's going on with these transits that's going on right now. Everything is affecting you whether you want to believe it or not. Everything is affecting you. And it's like, I knew, like I was already prepared for today because I was up fucking 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock this morning reading my shit like, oh, that's what's going on? Okay. So I'm in the middle of a transformation. Okay, this go last until August. Okay. So when all these triggers start happening, it literally told me, like, pay attention to your triggers. All these triggers. He like, no, baby, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, nigga, you doing just right. I'm so proud. Like, because I'm pushing through and navigating through shit that's been stuck in me for over 15 years. You know what I'm saying? I'm dealing with inside trauma that needed to be let go. I'm going deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, hell yeah, let's have these conversations. Hell fucking yeah. So we can get to the next level because there's going to always be something else. And this is how we know that we've been on some shit. This is how we know that we on the next level. Because had he operated in that lower form and allowed those emotions to control him, even though he's supposed to wait to respond 24 hours, baby, he would have been fucked up. Something would have been fucked up. So thankful that he did.
I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone. But so one of the things that we pointing out is something else that's important in navigating emotions and difficult conversations, especially with your mates, is knowing each other's signs, knowing each other's charts, knowing each other's human designs, knowing each other's operating systems. Mm-hmm. Love languages is cool, but I think we probably never ever focus on or give a fuck about love languages. It's like it's cool to know. It's like you know, for real. If you got good communication, like across the board, then love languages is important to know because you're gonna know what your mate want because y'all communicate. You know what I'm saying? A lot of relationships don't know how to how can I say, approach those types of conversations. You'll be surprised at people who have been together for a long time and have not spoken to each other about what their goals are for the year or what they want in their relationship or what they want in the future. And I don't mean just like, oh, well, let's get a car next year. No, I mean like, you know what I'm saying? Everything, right?
Yes. Oh my God. When we did that, like when he asked me or whatever, he like, no, but then what? I'm like, fuck. Like, he like, yeah, no, we going deep. Like, what the fuck is we doing? I'm like, all right, what the fuck is we doing? Like, let's go for it. And it's been so fun watching things unfold rapidly. It's been like, I'm like, oh, okay. You know, give your life direction and it will flow. Answer the call and it will flow.
Really? You know, I was about to say something, but
come here. What are you doing?
I'm being assaulted right now.
Come here. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't pull Baba hair.
Oh man, she is outstanding. She is outstanding. This one here, she is a terrorist, I tell y'all. Dang, what was I about to say? You were saying something about. What'd you say? Damn, she threw me off. Because it was no, not you. This one here, pulling my hair. She pulled me off.
We were talking about navigating emotions.
Because we was talking about navigating difficult conversations.
Yes.
And then communication. We spoke about reassurance. I think we spoke about respect, right?
Yes.
Did we? Yeah, that's one thing that we keep that away from.
We don't call each other names.
Yeah, we don't do none of that disrespect
shit.
Oh
my God, no.
Not while we're arguing. Now we're disrespecting shit out of each other while we in good, like, you know what I'm saying? Straight up.
We might be walking down the street. You might hear some wild ass shit coming out of our mouth.
But as soon as like we get angry or upset or triggered or bothered about something, all of that stops.
All games off.
All of that stops.
All games off.
No, there's no need.
And we ain't talking about no mamas, no daddies, none of that. Period.
You know
nothing.
We allow each other to express ourselves. We'll cuss. We'll all of that. But
be loud.
Yeah, we just like, you know, like, and this is another thing about relationships. What about relationships with our children? Because we have the same things that we're saying right now with our children. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of people who govern their children.
Yeah.
Govern their children's communication. Govern their children's, you know, like, I'm an adult, you a child.
And their accessibility to their friends and shit.
You know, stand up straight and put your hands and all of that. And it's like, you don't do that. You walking back and forth, furling your hands up in the air, screaming and shit. So why can't they?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As long as they don't be disrespectful, let them express themselves. You know what I'm saying? And so we have that same respect for not just one another, but also our children.
For sure.
You know?
And I think that's why our children come to us and talk to us and let us know what's going on and allow us to be a part of their lives and allow us to assist them in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it'd be a good time.
You know what I'm saying? Not just navigating emotional conversations with your mate, but with your children. They need to feel safe. They need to feel like it, because just like you or your mate or whoever might have did something that, you know, was a shortfall. You gambled a little too much money, or, you know what I'm saying, you spent too much on that. Whatever the difficult conversation coming in, you feel safe enough to bring it to him.
Yeah.
Right? You know, he ain't finna beat your ass, right?
Right.
You know these types of things. I hope you know these types of things, right? So I hope your children know these same types of things.
Yeah. I know my daughter, she's 18. She'll be 19 in February. And she came. First of all, my son is 17 today. Shout out to Sir. Happy birthday. But my daughter, the 18-year-old, she came to me and she had a conversation with me about her life and where she is and where she's trying to get to and how she was feeling about it, and navigating adulthood, working a job and all these different things. And I just laughed. I was like, this is so fun. And I had to tell her, I was like, I make sure that I reassure everybody that I'm talking to. I say, this is not me coming for you or, trying to change your mind about what you should be doing with your life. I said, but this is me just letting you know my perspective of what you're doing. I'm like, and I feel like you're putting a lot of responsibility on yourself right now. You're 18 years old and you're trying to be a adult. You're moving kind of fast. I think you should allow yourself to flow a little bit more, and all of these things or whatever. And when I think about that, when I'm having these conversations with her, I'm keeping in mind some of the teachings that I've had about the way that your child is delivered and how that will affect the way that they come through in this realm. And if it means if you had them early, if they didn't come out naturally, and if they're like, my daughter came early and she was vacuumed out, so she thinks she got to go speedy fast, you know what I'm saying? And that's how her life goes. And my son, he came out smooth, easy, and slow, and that's how he moved through life, you know what I'm saying? And I think about all of the, oh god damn, baby 7, damn,
Bananas.
Wow. Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, just understanding the experience that you've had throughout your labor, your pregnancy, your whole entire, all of that shit is the experience of what's going to cultivate your children's lives. And so yeah.
And
Damn, that shit
another thing is we constantly keep talking about when we're triggered or when we feel right. This is something that you got to keep in mind when having these. This is why we say navigating these emotional conversations, right? It's like you want a ship relationship, right? And now you have to navigate some challenging areas of the right. It's rocks out there. That means you have to be aware of them and how to move from around them. Ain't no going back. Ain't no avoiding it. This is challenging conversations. Ain't no going back. Ain't no avoiding it. You said whatever you said to start the conversation. Here it comes.
Gotta be had.
It's like, okay.
Like, fuck, we didn't microdose today.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Right. Facts. And then you just right there, right? And it's like, all right, how do I navigate this?
Yeah.
All right. Pause. Pull back.
Yes.
Do a physical scan.
Do a physical scan. Oh.
You triggered. You about to go bananas with the mouth. And you like, pause, hold on. And you pause and you pull back.
Yep.
Verbally, you pull back. Maybe even physically if you are standing in front of or moving towards, you pull back. And you do a physical scan. You scanning yourself. You want to know, you want to know, what just triggered me? What is it that I'm going through? Why do I feel the way that I feel? You know what I'm saying? And you want to just keep this in mind and keep it in mind on how you continue to navigate, because you realize right now, this is one of those. So anything is boom. So let's not boom. So just keep that in mind. To have a challenging conversation successfully is a decision. It's a decision. You have to make the decision to do it. You have to use the self-discipline. There we go. You know what I'm saying? Because we all have a reaction. We all have a reaction. But you don't want to react. You want to respond. If you react, it's probably going to go wrong. But if you pause, pull back, do a physical scan, think about now. Here comes first the reassurance. All right, look, this is a little challenging. This is this. This is that. However, then the delivery. You know what I mean? So that's what we're talking about when we're saying utilizing these tools to assist you in navigating through these conversations. You know what I mean? Because this is an actual skill that has to be developed. This wasn't like we've been doing this the whole time. It would be like I would be yelling, she would get up and scream back, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? She like, fuck you, because you was yelling at me. And I'm like, I'm not fucking yelling. I'm just passionate. Well, me too. Nah, you ain't been doing that shit. And it just was a clusterfuck. You know what I'm saying? And then it would be like, yo, fuck you, because I want to hear her and she ain't trying to talk right now. And then when she is ready to talk, I'm like, man, I don't give a fuck no more.
Yes.
Because
Oh
now
my
feelings
God.
hurt, but she really wanted to talk. And
So
now I'm
now
brushing
we
her off,
talking.
and now her feelings hurt. So now she crying, and I'm like, man, fuck her. And then,
oh, it was so much. Oh, it was so much.
Can we please just grow the fuck up?
Right. So what I learned is that our trauma lines together was comprehension and communication. Okay. And this, if we don't get our comprehension and communication together, it will literally affect our children. And so that's how you break the generational curses. And this is what I mean about this human design shit. You really need to get this done, right? So with that being said, I realized that, and I told him that, and at this time we weren't together. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I told him, I was like, look, I was like, we have really great communication. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I feel like we know how to get through it. But our comprehension is definitely a problem, because he'll say something and I'll think something else, and I'll say something and he'll think something else. And it's like, we have to literally, it'll take us hours to get through a conversation. You know what I'm saying? But we are dedicated to getting to the other side of it. You know, so it's like we take our time and we make sure that we are completely and full understanding of each other at the end of the conversation, so that we can move forward, right? We're not leaving anything unturned. We going over and over again. We saying it in multiple different ways and multiple different scenarios until we got it down pat. And I think that's where people kind of slack at, because they're just taking whatever they perceive that someone said and or did and running with that versus confirming. You know what I'm saying? Like, he always says communication kills confusion. And it's true, because if you're feeling a certain type of way, communication kills confusion.
That's right.
If you're feeling a certain type of way, or if you're feeling like you're catching a vibe, but you being too pussy to talk about it and ask questions or do whatever is necessary for you to get that feeling up off of you, then you doing yourself a disservice. You know what I'm saying? Because you're just going based off of something that you're making up in your head until you confirm it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's where people a lot of times call me confrontation.
Sure.
That's what I've learned. Is most people don't have that ability to inquire. And so when people do, they feel like things have come to a head, and now this is a confrontation.
Go upstairs. Yep.
This is a confrontation.
Go upstairs.
Okay? So that's what I've learned. So we need to be able to learn the differences in these things. Because you are supposed to be able to go to a person and ask them and inquire, right? Ain't that what they used to say? Come ask me if you really want to know. Okay, like I heard somebody say this, that. I feel like I'm not an accusation. I feel like all of these. This is an inquiry, and we need to invite them. If we said these things, if these things occurred, that was. And if not, no, not sure where they came from.
Right.
Boom. Exactly. That's confirmation. Now from that point on, then whatever it goes for, it goes for. But that's kind of what she's speaking about, and this is something that we as a people seem to have
an issue doing.
Yeah, an issue with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if somebody does,
just talk about it.
Just talk about it. Inquire. You know, because I always say disrespect is intended. Mm-hmm. Disrespect is intended. You can't tell somebody else they disrespected you and they didn't mean any disrespect.
Yeah.
There's a difference in disrespect and offense.
Yes.
And that's another thing in relationships to keep in mind. You being disrespectful. Are they being disrespectful, or are you offended by what was just said?
Because he would tell me that all the time. Like, you disrespectful. I'm like, no, like, I'm not. Like, he's like, yes, you are. I'm like, nah, I ain't disrespectful. Like, you just don't like what the fuck I'm saying.
Right.
Like, that's it. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, shit, well, that's disrespectful. Oh my goodness. Like, boy.
You know what I mean? We gotta keep clarity in these things, man. Because that's where things just get worse at. That's what things, because, you know, if you really value the relationship that you're dealing with, then you really should want to get through this successfully.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, all right, let's go ahead and spar. It's an emotional spar.
Yes.
Don't hit me too hard.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Not in the eyes.
And it'd be fun because it's like, well, I guess it's fun for me because I'm a 3, you know what I'm saying? It's like, wow, we making it through. It's like we're getting to next levels, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm getting to know him more and better, and it's like we're opening up. It's like a fucking onion, you know what I'm saying? And it's watching that motherfucker just fall apart. It's a blooming onion.
It does not be fun for me. It'd be a little bit, you know, but that's because I'm an emotional manifesting generator. Yeah. So my emotions, you know what I'm saying, are a very heavy thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Cancer moon sign. I don't care if they hate. I can't change it. You got a problem with it, take it up with your God. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, you know, with that being said, I'm like, all right, they're going to be a part of, you know. But, you know, like I said, that reassurance, we don't disrespect. We keep the communication open. We allow each other to express ourselves freely and openly. You know what I'm saying? And we try to stay out of those oppression traps, triangles. You know what I'm saying? We master the art of pulling back. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Pause, pull back, doing the physical scan.
Okay, and we look at each other, watching body language, making sure that we are paying attention. Like, if it's okay to talk, breathe.
You feel me?
Move, hug. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit.
I'm one of them, don't touch me when we argue. Yeah. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't fucking try to hug me. Fuck you. And both motherfuckers look like you and the one hanging from you. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm hug me immediately after because I need confirmation that it's not about to break up, okay? Like, I need to know that we are good. Give me a hug, motherfucker. Fuck you think this is?
Oh, my goodness.
So I usually give them like good 10 minutes.
I was about to say, so that line in between the two is like, all right, how good are we? That's usually where she'll probably go grab a blunt and shit, fire it up and try to pass it to me and shit. Try to spark that motherfucker.
Yeah, I be like, you ready to smoke?
And shit.
Yeah.
Like,
and he be like, I guess.
I hit the blunt 2 times and then start talking about Marvel comics and shit. And shit be like, we good.
Yeah, exactly.
You heard because the new Captain America's black. Like, where the fuck that come from?
It's so funny because it's like, you know, he'll get emotional and I already be over it, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I still gotta wait until he ain't in his emotion no more. Even though he okay, he still got an attitude, you know what I'm saying? Like, he like a fucking kid. Like, I'm still gonna complain and bitch even though we good. Like, so I be like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So I let him sit in his little stirring bubble or whatever.
You got to get it out.
And
you got to get it out.
And we have dessert and we watch a movie, you know, and by the time he eat the second scoop of the ice cream, you know what I'm saying? Like, we good.
And see, that's what we saying is like, don't fight that shit.
Yeah.
Because now it's like you're trying to
suppress it.
Suppress, yeah.
And that's how it becomes your shadows.
Yeah, you know, it's like holding in the fart. Okay, it might not smell good, but you shit. You blowing out your I'm blowing out my mouth.
God.
You talking shit, me too. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Let that shit out.
Not you talking shit, me too. Booty talk.
Oh man, that was the dopest pornos of the 90s and 2000s.
What?
Booty talk. Booty talk number 83. Booty talk number 24. Booty talk number 2.
I didn't know that was a real thing. I was
Oh man, oh yeah, all my players out there, they know what I'm talking about.
Oh
man,
hell no.
Oh man, if you used to have intimate relationships with yourself, you know what I'm talking about.
If you used to have intimate relationship with him, he put the finger out. Shut up. What?
Oh man, y'all know who Wesley Pipes is.
Oh my goodness.
Man. Oh my goodness. That's funny as hell.
That is hilarious. I remember the first time I caught my daughter watching fucking pornos, I was devastated. I was like, listen, I do not want you to think that this is how you supposed to be getting fucked, baby. Like, I just got to be real with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that I don't think that you're old enough to see these things or that I don't think these things are natural, because at some point in time it's going to happen, and I'm not going to be able to show you what it looks like to happen, you know? So, like, you know, I just talked to her, you know what I'm saying? And I told her, I was like, the things that they be doing in these different whatever these are, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's just not how I want you to feel like you're supposed to be treated in your experiences, you know? So
that's another challenging conversation for a lot of couples to have too.
Oh yeah, sex. Oh my God. And that's because they sexually suppress themselves, and I've come to understand that. You know what I'm saying? If you are experiencing sexual suppression or being connected to your sensual side as a man or a woman, and you can't navigate those conversations with your children, they're tied together. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is so serious and so deep, and people do not talk about that at all.
This is why you have a lot of infidelity and shit, is because a lot of couples are scared to talk to each other about their sexuality, about how they feel, about where it came from. I remember doing a video one time called "Who Taught You How to Make Love?"
Yeah, I remember.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you know, these are different things that we need to be able to, again, navigate these challenging conversations. We need that ability to allow people to express themselves, feel safe enough, feel confident enough. And when we're talking about safe, we're not talking about just safe like from physical abuse or harm. We're also talking about from emotional, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. From mental, you know, people sharing with you deep things with themselves and you bringing them back up at times that are not appropriate. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
To make a point,
yes,
or to be funny or things like that. Immediately, that safety is lost, and when a person doesn't feel safe, they cannot achieve actual pleasure with the person they're with. The same things that cause ED or impotence in men is the same thing that causes women to not be able to have orgasms.
And it also is what causes women to have cysts, fibroids, endometriosis, adenomyosis, PCOS. The list goes on and on and on. You know what I'm saying? Like, not being connected to your womb space in the proper way causes you to have issues. Period. The reproductive system is a huge part of your everyday creation. You know what I'm saying? Like, your everyday functioning of life. Like, that shit is very important, because everything about the world is about creating something. So if you have imbalances there, what are we saying? What are we looking at? You know what I'm saying?
This is why that whole how many bodies you got game or talk or discussion is so destructive to me. Because instead of asking a woman or a man what type of sexual encounters have they had that have really affected them in a positive or negative way, we're focused on how many sexual engagements this person's had.
Right.
Like, that's
like
now
that matters.
It's like, yeah, now we're going into the shame space again. And if we are starting off with the shame space, then the truth about some of the deeper things might not never come out, because they already don't feel, again, safe with you.
Exactly.
Okay? So your ability to, remember how we talk about the pendulum swings equally both ways, right?
Yeah.
All right. So on that pendulum of safety, you have horrified of this individual on one end, and then you get scared of this individual, trying to avoid of this individual, acceptance of this individual, comfortable with this individual, safe with this individual, orgasmic with this individual. That would be the other side of horrified. I'm completely horrified of this individual. The other pendulum swing is this other individual is orgasmic. They bring me to orgasmic. That's the highest level of. So you have to get past the safety and the acceptance and the tolerance as men to get to the orgasmic realm with women. That's why a lot of women are not having orgasms in this time, is because most women are not feeling safe right now. They was talking about on social media, and people was asking, just generally, do women feel safe? And there are some women who are parts of villages and parts of containers and parts of societies and things where they are very comfortable and feel very safe. Mm-hmm. Okay? There were some who let it be known, nah, the men I'm around, I'm good, right? But there was quite a bit of women who were letting it be known that they don't feel safe. You know what I'm saying? So this is not just in the community. This is in their homes. This is in their societies. This is in their whatever realms of, places that they be at. So that is a direct correlation with the lack of the ability to have an orgasm. So this mate, now we having to talk about having sex and fulfilling one another. Can this person feel safe enough to tell you they don't feel safe? Think about how silly that sounds.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, are you really looking for something in something that, like, how they say, are you trying to squeeze orange juice out of an apple?
What?
So a lot of these things are just fundamental in navigating these challenging conversations. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Live and direct. Because we've had different conversations about sexuality and doing things and how to and if we would and doing some of the things that might be seen as, like, what's that called? Kink. Uncouth or kink or, where one of us might be totally with it, want to try this and that. The other one's kind of like, wait, what? You know what I'm saying? How do we do that? How do we navigate that? How do you give that freedom yet keep yourself confident within your relationship and the choices made?
Water. Cause yeah, like real life shit be going on, and I'm thankful that we're able to open up to let y'all see it and understand it, because it doesn't go above us. It hits us right in the belly, and it calls us in to face it just like it does everybody else. So.
Yeah. Navigating relationships is a skill. Let me just say that.
Definitely.
It's a skill. Mm-hmm. It's something that I have spent a lot of time studying and then practicing. And you want to know where I think, all right, where did I learn a vast majority on how to deal with relationships?
Where did you learn it from?
Yep.
I would say Tish's husband.
No.
Oh.
Growing Cannabis.
Oh yeah, you told me that before. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
And Newlywed Game, he just lost his 10 points. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you should have knew that. Like, you should have had that one down.
But I forgot.
I know your favorite color, purple.
No, it's not.
It's pink. I'm just fucking with you. We had that conversation.
I know.
Yo, but yeah, growing weed. You know what I'm saying? And seeing how cannabis grows.
Come here.
How it expresses itself. How it reproduces. The balance of all of the different things that's important to grow a successful crop. The temperature, the humidity, the food, the water, the lights, the darkness, and the balance between the two, the nutrients, the pH. It was so many things that had to be addressed and balanced for it to be a successful crop. And that's how I feel about relationships. There's a lot of things that have to be successfully balanced. You can't do one thing for 2 weeks and then do another for 2 weeks and then do another for 2 weeks. No, you got to do all these things simultaneously. You got to do all of these things at one time. You know what I'm saying? Man, we don't be a father on Friday and then a protector on Monday. And then, we got to do all of these things all at one time. Women ain't mothers on Mondays, and on Tuesdays they gonna be the nurturers, and then they do all of these things all of these times. I mean, if they live these roles, you know, because this is a construct, so let me not project, because some people like, shit, I wasn't talking to you. Okay. Yeah, but so yeah, man, just keeping in mind in a conversation that's challenging that this is a decision that's made to successfully navigate through it. Or you can be like, man, I don't give a fuck, and I'm about to say what I want to say and respond how I want to respond. And if I hit an iceberg and this motherfucker go down, then it just go down. Because there is a lot of people who are self-destructive. When they get emotional, they get mad, they feel challenged, self-destruct kicks in. This is where you'll have people screaming, I don't give a fuck, breaking things, police being called, they still fighting you, the police walking up, grabbing, ma'am, can you calm down? She's saying, fuck him, and still trying to punch him in the face. That type of shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's not that drastic, but it's the same energy. You know what I'm saying? One just has a higher degree. So this was also a decision. This person is not tripping, they're not crazy, they're not out their mind, they're not thinking. You know what I'm saying? This also was a decision. So you got to think about that. Where in this spectrum of decisions to walk through this conversation in this challenging time successfully? Because it takes you to do it. You know what I mean? Because I don't be telling her. She didn't notice when we were speaking about it. She didn't say, I said to him, you're in the victim space and I'm not about to jump in. She didn't say shit. She was just like, I ain't got nothing to say. Right? And she left me in the victim space to go out there and to be led out of the oppression trap triangle by somebody else. Excuse me, because there was a, how do they say it? She couldn't represent me because there was a conflict of interest. Because I included her in the conversation, in my emotional communication. So, you know what I mean? That was a skill. And that's why we say, doing this that we're talking about, it's not like, oh, okay, we say these things and now any challenging conversation, you go and flow right through it. Nah, it's a skill. It's got to be like, we had to do this shit every day. You got to keep doing this shit. You got to keep doing this shit. You got to just keep doing it. You got to keep doing this shit. You like, oh, I meant to pause, pull back, and do a physical scan, right. But instead I said, fuck you. But this is the other part. Accountability. Ashe. Accountability. Ashe. There has to be a grand sense of accountability on everybody's part. It would help. They don't have to be there, because if there's also a grand amount of acceptance, then there might be a little less accountability. Some people will be like, all right, no, I know you was tripping. I know, it's all good. You ain't got to be as accountable because they accept you like real easy. So, but A&A, it's got to be a nice amount of either or. Acceptance and accountability. Because sometimes I'll go off. I'll be like, ruh. And it was not called for. But I wanted to express myself. So there's no apology that's really needed, but I'm kind of checking like, and like when I come back in, is there a black cloud in the room or not? Because sometimes she'll be like, I already know where you was at. I accept that shit. Like, not even like she accepts it. She accepts me expressing myself. Not what I said, the expression. Like, I already know who you are. I already know how you are. I know what you was doing. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm out of pocket, I need to be accountable for that. You know what I'm saying? Whether she brings it out or I bring it out. I might come to say, look, I was out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? I got that energy. I got riled up. I blamed you. I said something I shouldn't have, whatever it might be. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry for that. My bad. I apologize.
That
I try
always
to do
makes
better.
me feel so good.
You know what I'm saying?
I like when he is able to acknowledge stuff on his own, you know, and he's good at that. Like,
and then the other part of it is if the other person comes to you with your shortcoming, like, yo, you screamed on me and shit, son. What the fuck was that about? Like, yo, you know what I mean? You need to accept your accountability. There we go, accept this again. Don't flip it back on them. You take the account. You right, I did. I got emotional. I was mad. My feelings was hurt. I was pissed off. I overreacted. Whatever it might be. And let it be the truth. Because the father used to say, if the truth don't work, nothing will. So just tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? Yo, that shit hurt my feelings. When you said it, that shit hit me. And I was like, it hurt my feelings. And I was like, yo, fuck you. Right? You know what I'm saying? Whatever it might be. You know what I'm saying? That acceptance and that accountability is of the utmost because this is a skill that has to be developed. So until a person gets that skill developed, they're gonna fall short. Yeah. And they need that acceptance and accountability.
Yes. And I feel like it requires a level of dedication. You have to really, this is when you know you are in love or that you found your person. You know what I'm saying? Because you're dedicated to learning them and understanding them better. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to deep dive into them as you would yourself, so that way you can make sure that the alignment is there. Because I know that he's not about to study his astrology. Like, and I'm not about to ask him to. Like, that's a lot of information to absorb. We're different in that area. So instead, I just send him stuff to read. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, I'll just constantly send him stuff so that way he'll be updated with different things. And that way, when he is having an emotional day, or if he wakes up having an emotional day, he's already prepared to navigate through it because he's already seen what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you have a way to prepare yourself for your future, you know what I'm saying? I say do it. And if you are with somebody that you don't have a desire to invest your time into, I say, why are you there? Because relationships require a lot of time and energy and dedication. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of maintenance. And so, you know.
And feel free to
take your nose.
Feel free to download updated information into your relationship.
Take her nose back.
You know what I'm saying? Like, sit down and be like, look, let's update this. I don't like this. Let's make an agreement that this is gonna be and we gonna change, and that this, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Update that shit. Update the terms of your contract. Remember, relationships are just agreements. That's why they keep telling y'all that marriages are business contracts. Uh-huh. That is business contracts. That's why it's a lot of people who married that don't love each other. Ooh. Those are business contracts. Yes. They know what they doing, why they doing, and there's agreements.
People always be talking about being married. No, get your butt from right here. Marrying for money. You know what I'm saying? Go upstairs.
Renegotiate the terms of your contract.
Yeah, mommy about
Sit down and have agreements that certain things are uncomfortable to you, triggering for you. That you don't like. Hey, I don't want that no more. I don't want that to happen. I don't want to see that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to feel it. And not demanding. This is, remember what I said. Renegotiate the terms of your contract.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Over and over again.
And be careful about what you bring to the table when you're trying to renegotiate your contract.
I should put it back.
Be careful. You know what I'm saying?
Let it go.
Really let it be something that you feel like needs to be, you know what I'm saying, renegotiated in the contract. You know what I mean? Because it's like one of the clauses in there is like when you go to renegotiate the contract back open again, which means we can walk away without a contract now. Like, oh shit, wait, oh shit. They say earthquakes is caused by the Son of Man experiment with high explosives. So be careful what you be playing with out there. You feel me?
Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted y'all to kind of tap in and understand that sometimes things happen in real time, and it's important to allow your nervous system to regulate from the trigger that you experience from whatever trauma that has previously happened. And just ride the wave, baby. Ride the wave.
The other part is remember that there's somebody on the other side of this.
Yes.
That is one of the most important things to remember. I'm not the only person feeling challenged right now.
Right.
I'm not the only person feeling uncomfortable. Whoever I'm talking to is going through that. Oh man, that movie Inside Out 2.
Oh yes.
Yo, that movie is dope as hell. If y'all ain't seen that, take the babies to go see that.
I want us to go see it again because
I like how they show.
Oh, it's out on what's the name now?
On Disney Plus. I like how they showed when something happened and the girl went through something, and then the mother's internal operating system was shown, and her response was kicked off, and then the father was like, "Oh shit," because that's exactly what I mean. Is there's somebody else going through a challenging time right now too in that conversation? You know what I'm saying? So you want to be able to navigate that successfully, not just for self, but them as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Keeping that in mind, like, okay, I'm going through it. I'm feeling some type of way. I'm triggered. So are they. Remember where it is we're trying to get to. And I'm gonna say that from the beginning. From the beginning of these conversations, we need to be knowing where we're going with this. What is we trying to achieve?
What are we
trying to figure it out? What's the question? What is that? If we going somewhere, we're going through all of this challenging water and icebergs. Where the fuck is we going? Why are we going there? Some conversations literally don't need to be had. And some of them, you need to know what you're trying to get to. Are you trying to get to a decision? Are we trying to get some venting out? Are we trying to get an understanding of something?
Right.
Are we trying to get some clarification? Are we feeling offended and want to address it? You know what I'm saying? Are we feeling disrespectful and would like to send it? Because I've been there too. I'm feeling very disrespectful and I would like to send it.
I would like to send it.
Yeah, I would like to give me permission to give you this disrespectful shit I got to say about your
yes. Listen, no, it'd be so funny because he be like, "Can I speak freely?"
You feel me?
I be like, and I don't have to feel like if I'm in a mood for it or not. You know what I'm saying? Because if my internal system can't take it, I am not going to accept it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And so I be like,
stop playing on my steps.
Sometimes I be like, yeah, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta check in with myself. I'm a generator. I gotta feel out. You know, and sometimes I be like, nah.
And I'll be like, all right,
and he
cool.
be like, okay, cool. And he don't always be happy about me being not ready to talk because he needs to get it out.
I'll hold it in.
You know what I'm saying? But he be like,
but we both gonna be uncomfortable.
Right. But as long as I am letting him know that I am going to receive him, then he be okay. He be like, all right, I'm gonna bubble up in this motherfucker until I get a chance to talk to your ass. But
get off my steps, baby. Seven.
So,
you know, again, that freedom to express.
Yeah.
But that respect. But we'll open up a space for that.
Yes.
Like, yo, I got some disrespectful shit I gotta say. Can I get my shit off?
Yes.
Let me get my shit off.
It usually just be his ass though. You know what I'm saying? Because I just be talking regular. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, disrespect. Disrespect is part of her regular vocabulary towards me. Like, I'm talking shit. We both talk shit.
But
that's
no, I'm
different,
cracking up.
though.
No, that'd be different.
Yeah, that'd be
you know what I'm
different.
saying? That'd be different.
Because we gonna disrespect the shit out of each other. I keep
I'm
telling y'all that.
I was talking about what?
We be talking about y'all and then each other. Like, what the fuck you mean, right? You know, but again, once we get
Oh
out,
my
that
God.
shit stop.
Listen, it was so funny because I think we was at the Riverwalk. I think we was at the Riverwalk and we walking and he did his little grab me up move. Was like, bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like I'm cracking up, like I'm dying laughing. The people looking at us all strange or whatever and shit, you know. And I be cracking up, and then I swear, then he was hitting on the lady yesterday at the stove.
Oh,
so he was like, you know, like, peace, you know, like, how you doing or whatever. And she was like, and then she looked at me, and I was like, bitch, please, like, what the fuck? Like, the nigga said hi. I was like, fuck, shit.
Because I'm talking about, like, I was reckless eyeballing y'all, flat out. I'm talking about, I was looking at him like, oh shit, how you doing? Yo, yeah, how you? And I'm talking about Tati standing right next to me, and the chick was in the corner. That's what make it even more funny. She like in the corner of the store, like paying for her shit, and she looking at me like, hey, how you?
And then he stepped back.
Yeah,
it wasn't because she couldn't see me at first. She looking at him or whatever, and he stepped back or whatever, and she see me, and she was like she looked at me. I'm like, I looked at her. I'm like,
she ain't know what to do. She ain't know what
like,
to
shit,
do.
I was looking too. I'm trying to see what he see. You know what I'm saying?
Stop.
Like,
let my hair go before I blow your candles out.
My baby ain't got no hair. She be around this bitch yanking her shit. Yo, you want your hair done? Okay, come on, baby. Let's get you.
Yeah, but y'all, just main thing to keep in mind is that this is a skill.
Yes.
Hey, navigating through these uncomfortable conversations, this is a skill. It's a skill set. You have to choose it. Yes. You have to use your self-discipline.
Oh, my God.
You know what I'm saying? You have to keep in mind why you are even where you're at. Mm-hmm. Keep in mind that this person is not an enemy.
That's what I was about to say. Remind yourself that you are in love. You know what I'm saying? If you really are, like, remind yourself so that you don't go down that path of trying to be disrespectful or trying to hurt them because you're hurt.
Yeah. No. We keep in mind where we're going with this, where we're going, what we're trying to achieve. Like, we got to, and as long as you can keep those things foundated, then the rest of the tools and principles, even if you don't remember, pause, pull back, do a physical scan. Even if you don't remember, don't be in the pressure trap triangle. Because even though we're talking about these things, doesn't mean that we don't fall victim to it sometimes. Like she said, this morning, I was in the pressure trap triangle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But she knew how to navigate herself and allow me to self-navigate. You know what I mean? So after I went through what I went through, it was like, okay, I'm coming up out of there. You know what I'm saying? That's we know how to climb up out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So even if you don't keep these things in mind, if you keep the respect, keep the foundation response, remembering of this is somebody I love, you know what I'm saying, I care about. Keep in mind where we're trying to get to. What's the point of this conversation? You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why this don't matter to nobody else. Keep in mind your character.
All right.
Keep in mind your character. When I get into challenging conversations, my character is at the top 3, I say top 5 lists of how I'm going to handle this conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, and he does, like, we both pause. Like, if we're in conversation and things are difficult or uncomfortable, we take pauses. You know what I'm saying? He'd just sit there for a minute. I asked him a question, he'd just sit there. And he'd go through this and he'd be like, I'm having a hard time trying to express myself in a manner of this. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm feeling like this or whatever. And I'm like, okay, or whatever. And I'll just tell him, like, well, just say it and then we'll navigate through it once you get it out. You know what I'm saying? Because the important thing is we're trying to get it out. We'll deal with what the fuck you mean afterwards. Let's just get this shit out. You know what I'm saying? Like, because at the end of the day, we don't want it to process through our body and get stuck. We want it to keep flowing as energy in motion does, because now we're emotional. So energy is in motion, so let's let it flow, right? So yeah. She's playing so much.
Yeah. It's a challenge, man, but You know, once you get the skill down, oh man, you're gonna be so proud of yourself.
I say, yeah.
You're gonna be so proud of yourself. Because I'm like, now it's like, I'd be like, all right, here we go. It's like a roller coaster. Mm-hmm. It's like a roller coaster. Mm-hmm. It's still gonna be like,
yes. But you come back down every time.
Right.
You go land. You go land.
Like, woo, okay, that was fun.
Yes.
For her. You know.
Yeah, I didn't start liking roller coasters until I became an adult. When I went to Cedar Point as a child, honey, I was like, oh no.
I didn't need roller coasters.
I didn't even like it. You didn't need roller coasters?
Oh no.
I thought you were talking about the emotional shit, how it goes like a roller coaster.
I was.
Okay,
so when I said she liked it, I didn't mean you like roller coasters. I meant you like that emotional shit.
Oh.
Yeah, like how you were saying earlier, like you love it because you learning yourself and doing all of these, reading your charts and all of this shit. And I'm going, what the fuck, man? My emotions stop my money, man. I don't want to be emotional. Fuck out of here, man. I'm trying to get back to it. I had shit to do. Shit.
And it got done.
Man, right, but how long time did I could have been on Facebook scrolling all that time I spent the most on work through that shit.
Exactly.
Shit.
Like I said, it got done. Yeah. Can you get off of me? We're not having pizza. I'm gonna make that.
Man, so what else, man? Anything else to drop on the Weebles before we get up out of here or whatnot?
Nah, but I think that's
I got one thing to say.
Oh, what?
Y'all lied about that Supercell shit. A lot of y'all.
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't hear anybody say anything about it, but
they was all on Facebook talking about how good it was and how we need to watch it and how that shit is the shit and that shit is dope. And I'm like, damn, man. And I'm steady not watching it. I'm watching other shit because Suits had a new season that dropped, so I had to watch my shit. I'm watching Suits and shit. You feel me? New season. So I'm like, damn, man. Everybody keep talking about this. So finally, then we get to chilling because she don't be watching shit. She's like, okay, fuck it. I feel like watching something. Like, all right, bet. Let's watch this new shit because everybody keep talking about how dope it is and how it's the new. They said it was Lovecraft Country mixed with Top Boy, and when I heard so I was turned out. Then I'm like, oh shit. So I get on and it took the entire time.
She said I liked it.
For them to do the character development.
Man.
And once they had the characters developed, that was the last episode. It didn't give me enough time to like it.
No.
It was so slow.
It was so
to build the story up. Just for once they built it up,
they cut it off.
Like, that's it. That's all we got. I was like, oh, okay.
I was over it.
Yeah, man. So I was disappointed. So yeah, I just wanted to let y'all know I was disappointed in y'all telling me that shit was hot.
And I was disappointed in y'all telling him shit because I had to watch it.
But it was a good snack time though.
Yeah, it was. It's this one movie we watched, y'all. That movie was so fucking awful, and we just sat there and watched it. Okay.
The entire thing.
Nah, not Lovecraft Country.
No,
but yeah,
that
shit was funny. Yeah, I'm about to get up and cook. So.
Yeah, man. Oh my goodness. Oh, she is a terrorist. Yeah, man. We appreciate y'all tapping in, tuning in.
Yeah.
Oh man.
This was real.
Yeah,
I enjoyed myself.
This is a conversation that everybody needs to, if not be part of, have within their own home. What are the deal breakers? How do we navigate challenging conversations? And have them when things are good.
Yes.
Let these things out when things are good. You sit and you laughing and you joking and you cuddling and you all that. Be like, yo, what I'm gonna do the next time? Or how you want me to tell you the next time I feel like slapping the shit out you? Because I won't. But if I feel like that, what should I say to you?
Right? Can I tell you?
Right.
Like, I want to slap the shit out you.
You
know
what I mean? Figure out what's okay and what's not. You know what I'm saying? Talk about things when things is cool. Talk about when things get bad while things are good. You know what I'm saying? How do you want me to come to you when I feel like this?
Right.
Write it down. You know what I'm saying?
Write it down, take a picture. I don't give a fuck.
Oh man, my best friend was telling me about her relationship and how there's certain things that, you know, to discuss is challenging, so they have a journal that they share. And you're not allowed to bring anything from the journal verbally. So if I write it in the journal, you respond to it. You don't drop the journal, come out like, I read that bullshit. No. You respond to the journal. If we don't agree to bring that shit verbal, it never becomes verbal. Yeah. You just keep responding back and forth. Okay. And it's like, this is where they get their shit off that. And I'm like, that's dope.
I like that.
Because you almost can't get in an argument.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's dope.
And it ain't like you come out like, here, I wrote in the journal. Right. Like, it's like, you write and you leave it. Because they also will go and write good things in the journal. Like, yo, I really appreciate what you, it's not all bad. Yeah. It's just things that are in the journal. Yeah. Because again, like we spoke about how people navigating challenging sexual conversations. This can be put in the journal.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So this was a tool that I found that it was like, I was like, yo, that was hot shit. I told her, I'm like, yo, I'm still that best friend. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I like
I'm gonna take that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's just different ways. Be creative. Find ways with your partner, with your children. You know what I'm saying? With your parents. You know what I mean? Anybody who really has the maturity to agree to such things, find different ways to navigate. Everybody isn't a talker. Me and her, we accept challenges. So we'll go ahead and jump in the arena of verbal battle. You know what I'm saying?
Quick.
Hey! Exactly. Because you don't listen. Nah. You did the Spider-Man. You scared. You ain't hurt. You landed. No, you ain't hurt. You landed exactly the way you were supposed to. You got ninja in you. I seen it. Because that was going to be bad if you landed on your face. But you didn't. You did the ninja tuck and roll. And I'm proud of you. I see that training internal is passed on to the youth. Yeah. If y'all could have just seen what just happened.
Man.
If y'all could have seen.
Having children is a motherfucking boy.
Just took place.
No. Go get
your own stuff. But yeah, you know, just find different ways to agree upon with your loved ones about how to navigate challenging conversations, especially with your children. You know what I'm saying? Get a notebook or a journal that your children can share and talk to you in and never have to feel like they're going to get cussed out or yelled at. Because I'm going to cuss them out in the journal. I'll be like, motherfucker, did you really say that you did what the fuck type of shit was you on?
Because I be cussing our kids out. I can't wait till the other one be able to read. I'm just going to put F-U in there right now. Because they know them letters. They don't know what it means, but they know. Shit.
Oh, man. But yeah, man, today was dope. We appreciate y'all. Those of y'all who tapped in, sorry for the difficulties with the different. Hey,
it be like that.
It be like that, man. It be like that, man. Yeah. And if you need some time, just stop and call somebody or hit somebody that you can just vent to, express yourself, and get some good, you know what I'm saying, feedback.
Yeah.
If you ain't got nobody like that in your circle, I invite you to get one.
I say, evaluate your circle is what I invite. You ain't got nobody like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Thanks, y'all. Appreciate y'all for listening.
Let's get off here so I can call you all kind of skeezers and
all
whatnot.
Right. Tell somebody that you love them
in the language they can understand it in. Peace.